Good morning, everyone. I'm Janet, and today I'm going to be taking you through about a 30-minute yin style practice focused on opening the front of the body to prepare either for the day. You can use this to also prepare for a little bit more deeper back bending. I'm going to focus on the hip flexors, the psoas, the spine, a little bit of the shoulders. And yeah, this is great for your posture as well. So yin, if you haven't practiced this before, we will be holding these postures. It's all seated or laying down, which is, it has this meditative quality to it, but we hold postures anywhere from 1 to 6 minutes. So we only do a few of them over this longer period of time. And while it may feel, look calm on the outside, sometimes it can feel very yang on the inside. And that's really the practice, is just sitting with those sensations. Of course, you don't want any pain, so feel free to make adjustments as you need or modify. So in terms of props today, we'll have blocks. You'll need 2 blocks. And then a variety of pillows, just to like gather what you have from the house. If you have a bolster, amazing. I'm just going to use these guys, and you just sort of prop yourself up as you need. We're going to start on the back. So we are going to start with the blocks coming into a heart opener. So you'll bring 1 block. This is going to go just where beneath the tip of your shoulder blades, or where your bra strap would be, and then the other block comes underneath your head. If this is overwhelming, all you do is you just lower the block down 1 height. Okay, so I'm going to do the medium height today. So you can just scoot yourself back, and you'll bring it, just under the tip of the shoulder blades. And the other block can come either on the medium, or you can even go on a higher setting. I like to start here, and then you can always lower it from here. And then just bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to butterfly open wide. And the arms will just relax by your side, imagining like you're in Shavasana. And allow yourself to come into the breath and just notice the quality of the breathing. And simply noticing might automatically make the breath a little bit deeper, a little bit smoother, and maybe more elongated. And through your attention on the breath, you'll probably start to come into more of a rhythm, more of a dropping in. Inhale, feel the body expand. As you exhale, just feel that sort of centering, grounding sensation. And I like to be a bit silent or a bit quieter during a yin practice, so it's not all cueing and alignment. It's often just this time to be with yourself, of letting go and starting to drop into your inner world. Observing and experiencing the sensations that you feel. And with that, what the mind does. And you just become a witness to your own thoughts, your own experience. If at any point anything becomes overwhelming, you can back out a little bit, or you just come to your breath, and that's your anchor. Breath is the anchor through the whole practice. I'm going to take the arms above the head and grab opposite elbows. If this is too much, you just keep them down by the sides. And this just adds a little bit of weight and leverage. So you might be able to come just a little bit deeper and get a good grip on the elbows. And then just switch out that grip of the elbows so it feels a bit funky. Just getting sort of balance in the shoulders, equal opening. Again, coming back to the breath if maybe your mind has drifted to something else that's outside of your current experience. And then I'd like to release the hands. I'm going to take the block just one level down, and you can keep it where you are, or you can come down with me, and then option to reach your arms behind you. And you'll notice that my breath might get a little bit shallower, and so then you can always back out or get a little bend in the elbows. If you want some weight, you just hook your thumbs and release the hands. Take about 10 more breaths. You should be in a place of ease with just a little bit of tension. So you feel that slight bit of confrontation, or where you may have this kind of want to wriggle out of it, but you're just at the edge, your threshold, where you can stay and breathe. Three more breaths. Inhale. And exhale one. And inhale. Exhale two. Inhale. Exhale three. Just release the arms. And then I like to come forward. If you want to peel towards the side, you can do that as well. First lifting the head, kind of ground the feet to give myself some stability. And then pressing up. Now I'm going to remove the blocks forward. You'll need them there next. And you can just lay back down. 1 feet wide, knees together, and just hands to the belly. This is called rebounding. Think of it as a pause. Allowing everything to integrate and settle. And again, finding that ease and flow in the body. And then you're just going to come back up to seated. And this is where you're going to need your pillow. I try to move slowly in between to keep the mind nice and calm. I'm just going to bring this is for me to lay on too. I have another guy here just in case. And you'll bring a block between your heels. So we come into Virasana, which is just hero's pose, and you'll just sit here. And then we're gonna, if this is too much, just come 2 blocks, and you can get a little bit higher. And if you don't have blocks, just grab a pillow. I have one of these nice little, it's like a meditation pillow. And so I'm gonna come just onto one, my own practice, and then you're gonna release. So we're just in the half version. And so I release the one leg, and then I'll walk the hands back. I'm gonna scoot the pillow up. And I'll lift the hips and tuck the pelvis under, like a little hip thrust. So you lengthen the low back. And then this is where you can just release into the pillow, and you prop them up as high as you need. Absolutely as high as you need. And then I like to expand the chest and just release the hands by the side. You can even bring other pillows under your hands if you feel like it's a little bit too much, like not supported enough. And then I like to re-tuck the pelvis. And you should start to feel this in the quad, in the psoas. Let me just do one leg at a time. This area can be really, really tight if you sit at a desk all day and you're in that hip flexion. We're working to move a little bit more towards hip extension. And it's a good thing to notice if you feel like you want to squirm out of it, if it's the physicality of the posture, and then you need to make a physical change, right? Another block or another pillow. Or maybe you take a block away if you're not feeling any sensation at all. Or you start to differentiate, is it the mental component? Not the physical sensation, but just the act of being still. And this may simply be your practice, right? Inviting in stillness. There's a quote I really like, and it's, accept every moment as if you had chosen it. Think of how much more ease you might have. And this is the perfect moment to practice that, right? Rather than greeting the tension with more tension and resistance, right? Can you lean into the tension rather than leaning away? And you might start to feel, as you lean in, some of that tension begins to dissipate and dissolve. And from that, you may gain a new clarity. Also, the option is to have the arms above the head. And feel free to sigh at any time. I'm just letting that tension out as noise with the mouth can feel really good. Just a release. And you can stay here longer if you'd like. Sometimes that's the beauty of practicing at home, is you can go off the path and go a little bit rogue. So take more time if you need. It'll just start to come up. And then you can rebound between each side if you like. I like to just release the leg and just take a couple moments and just feel a little bit of that blood flow back in. Because with this deep angle, that's what often happens is, well, you're cutting off that blood flow and then new blood flow is coming in. And I'm just going to switch sides, so I'll tuck my right foot under. So I'm on the shin, and the heel is just under the outer hip, and then the other leg is released. I'll bring my hands on here, and I'm going to tuck the pelvis under so that I don't crunch the lower back. Good, and if you need another block again, please go for it. This might be a little bit too low for you, a bit too much pressure in the low back, and you can just adjust as you need. If you notice yourself gripping, sometimes I feel this, or I notice myself doing it, and you just allow yourself to sort of unclench and release. And that's that idea of leaning into the tension, leaning in. fall asleep. Again, that's maybe one of the benefits of practicing at home is if you fall asleep, maybe that's your body telling you that you need rest. Right? And in Yin, things become quiet, right, on the outside, less cueing, less need to move forward to what's next. And this sort of silence allows for a deeper listening. You can really start to listen to what your body is telling you. And yoga is really this practice of listening, of becoming a good listener. And then from what you observe and what you hear, right, then you can make a more conscious choice of how to move forward in the way that's going to best support you and what you need in this moment. You can find the opposite elbows if you liked that. Sometimes I feel a little bit, if you don't have the pillow there, it can feel a little bit odd, but just release the arms. And you can slowly come up and just release that foot from underneath you and just take a moment. Feel the blood come back in. Knee, ankle, foot. And do a little side to side. And you're going to come to lay onto your back. I'm just going to do this one final posture to target the front of the hips, the psoas line, and you just need your block. I like to go on the highest height, but if this is too much pressure in your lower back, please come down height. So I lift the hips, and you're going to place the block just under the sacrum, so my bum hangs off a little bit. And then I alternate, so I'm going to draw now my right knee into my chest and start to lengthen the left leg long, and you'll see my foot is, push that out of the way, is floating a little bit. And the arms and the chest, it's like you're in Shavasana. So you can bring that foot down and just hang out, or you can make it more active. If I have less time, I'll make it more active. And then if I have more time, I just sort of allow myself to be passive. And for this, I usually feel that sensation right away, deep into the front of the hip.
You can play with just straightening the top leg and just get a little bit of a stretch into the back of the leg. Might just deepen the front of the hip as well. And just take 3 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Final breath in. And out. I'm going to hug both knees in. We'll give a little moment. I'm just going to go right into the other side. And so I'll draw my left knee into my chest and extend the right leg long. And don't worry about the toes kind of turning out or staying straight. In Yin, there is no aesthetic ideal. And it's all about the sensation and the listening and the support and the breath. Yin, just like your more vigorous asana or yang style class, right? It's gonna look different on everybody. It'll feel different on everybody. And it's always a good reminder to hear that. And it's this constant reminder to yourself that your experience is unique. We're all connected. We're all experiencing something different, right? But together, so we feel that support of everyone. And an option to extend that top leg if you like. You can even take just keep a little bend into the knee. Or if you want, you can press more through and you get a little bit deeper stretch. You just take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Then inhale. Exhale 3. Take your time. And pulling that foot in. Releasing the feet. And then press into your feet. Lift the hips. And just remove the block. And allow yourself to be heavy. Actually, it feels better for me to tuck the pelvis under, draw the knees together. Just a little bit of relief and release in the front of the hips and the lower back as well. And I'm just going to come into a little twist. Cross your right thigh on top of your left. And you can just give your knees a little squeeze in, and that'll just give a stretch to the hips. And then you'll drop your knees over to the left. And again, the block or a pillow is really handy. If this is too much on your lower back, you can just bring your legs to stack. And then roll the right shoulder down. And this just is a nice way after extending the spine or sort of in that back bending quality. You can just bring everything back to neutral. Twists are so good at neutralizing through the spine. Come into the other side. Cross the left thigh on top of the right. And I like to cross all the way up the inner thighs. Give your knees a hug in. You feel that left hip. A bit of a opening. And then my block's over there. I'll drop my knees over towards the right. Whatever feels best with the head. You can look over if that's too much on the neck. Just look straight up. So the chin's sort of in line with the chest. And press your left shoulder down. And then just come back to center. I'm going to give myself a little rock. And then for Shavasana, so it's really nice. So you can bring a pillow underneath your knees, or I'll use the two blocks. And you lift the hips and release the lower back, kind of lengthen the lower back. And then you'll bring the blocks just underneath your thighs. Let me get the pillow out of the way. You can draw the shoulder blades down the back to open the chest. And just allow yourself to sink into the mat and be totally heavy. This is where everything is integrated. if you have the time, just linger. Right? The transitions are so important, right? How you end something is how you begin something else. And so Shavasana can sometimes feel like this tying of a bow, right? Packaging something up so it feels complete. And if you're ready to move into the rest of your day, just draw your knees to your chest and take a little rock side to side. And then you'll just roll to your left side. Again, taking your time. There's no rush. And then gently press yourself up. You can keep the eyes closed. Just come to a comfortable seat.
Just bring your hands to your heart. Right, acknowledging this sort of heart center, this place where you feel from, where you express yourself from. And knowing that with just maybe 30 minutes, you can give back to your heart, give back to yourself with a little bit of love. And so just a moment of gratitude for everything your heart does for you. And bring your hands to your forehead.
Just a little bow. Namaste.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you feel a little bit more open, or if you're going to bed, just a little bit more settled. Thank you.